Yo, 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 what's happening Facebook Live? Checking in one time, man. You know what time it is. It's Monday. I'm here to see what's cracking, see what's going on, man. We talking about being responsible. I'm going to wait a little while to see who jumps on, gets in, and checks this live out. So I'm going to give it a little time for some people to actually enter the room before I get on it. We're talking about being responsible today. Being responsible. I don't know if a lot of y'all noticed if you're checking this out on the replay, try to do the same as a live, of course, because you're gonna catch the same action, just maybe not the real time commenting. But I'm cleaning the house, so I don't know if you noticed. But for all of you, if you're seeing any posts out there, make sure that you comment. I just need to see who's actually seeing these posts, so I know who I need to get rid of or whatnot. So that's what's going on. But today we're talking about responsibility. Responsibility is yours. And I'm waiting to see if we can get a few more people on before I jump on, see if we can get that number to go up just a little bit before I get started. And I am here for those of you just now checking in for the first time. I'm your guy, Randy. What's going on, Skip? Man, yeah, when you get a chance, check out Skip. He has comic series Unit 5. Man, awesome stuff. I got a chance to check it out today. What's going on, Natalie? Out in Vegas, but yeah, I got a chance to check it out today, man. He has a short film that's really dope. Actually, hit me in the inbox and I actually send it over to you for all you comic heads that would like to check that out. It's based on a spinoff from the 9/11 situation, but it's really dope, man. Kudos to Skip. But yeah, today we're talking about responsibility. Responsibility, man. A lot of people like to blame others for their shortcomings or their lack of progress. You know, they like to say, but if it wasn't for this or if it wasn't for this person, something held me back. You know, people always want to throw that in there. You have to get off of that immediately, man. You got to start realizing and taking responsibility for your reaction to what's going on with you. The way that you react to the things that are going on with you are really what's causing you to be stuck in a stagnant state and stuck in positions that you are, stuck in negative vibrant positions and not being able to raise your frequency because of what you're allowing yourself to go through after the trauma. I understand that we can't control everything that happens to us, but you definitely have control over your actions and your reactions. So with that being said, I know it's a lot going on. When things happen, it's like immediate. You immediately want to react and just kind of go with the flow of things and attention, but you have to always take some time, take that 5 seconds whenever something like that happens and look at what's really going on, because you got to understand that this is about to be one of the most important decisions that you're about to make. You're about to react to something. You know what I mean? And that can trigger a domino effect on down the line that could be way major, a lot more major than what you thought. What's going on, Nashawn? I see you, man. Just on there talking about responsibility, bro. That a lot of people, they don't realize that. I get tired of a lot of people saying, what really triggered this is a friend of mine, a friend here on Facebook, actually. We just became friends the other day, but I was checking out one of his lives, Charles Dyson, and he was speaking on Jay-Z's album and how all of these people are so, oh, Jay-Z this, man, it's a hot album, but none of them are willing or have been willing to apply anything that he's even talking about in it. He really did give away some nice pieces of game on his album, like the whole idea of everyone being angry at a 1%, when, I mean, a lot of people not willing to make that decision, that you know, take that risk and make that decision to change their lives. And that's really like the difference in a lot of people. But we take that responsibility, we take that blame, and we want to point the finger at someone when, of course, we know things aren't fair. So if we are keen to this, if we are aware that things aren't fair, why dwell on the unfairness of things? Why not try to work out? And I'm telling you this from experience, because this is what I had to do. So I'm not saying this because of some textbook answer that I got. This is what I had to do. Nothing was given. There wasn't a dollar given to me, loan from any government or anything for me to be able to push from the ground to get to where I needed to be. None of that. It all went off of the relationships I built, the person I was, the avenues that I traveled, the way I held myself. It had nothing to do with who was handing out anything to me. It was on, like I said, my relationships, the way I treated people. You know, so whenever what's going on, Lisa? What's happening, Emma? Thank y'all for checking in. But the way I treated people is what got me here. The way that I handle my business, regardless of all the downfalls, regardless of all of the pitfalls, and them telling me I can't do this, I can't go here, or you're not eligible of that. And some of it I knew it was because of the color of my skin, but I would not let it stop me. You know, I couldn't let that stop me. I wouldn't. You know, if I was to get down in that, if I was to get down in that idea of letting it stop me and letting it hold me back, man, I mean, I wouldn't be here right now being able to give this to any of my people right now. I wouldn't be able to. I mean, like I said, you can't change what happens to you, but your reactions and actions you have full control over, you know? And a lot of people are wanting freedom, but they're afraid to take responsibility. See, taking responsibility for a lot of this stuff, man, like I say, some of the stuff you can't control what happens to you, but taking responsibility for this stuff will actually lead to a road to freedom. You know what I'm saying? This is a positive road to freedom. And I'm telling you, a lot of people got it mixed up and not understanding what freedom is. A lot of people think that freedom is what you want. Eat all you want, drink all you want, go where you want, do what you want. That's not what freedom means. You know, that you totally have the concept of that all. It's not a concept. You got it all backwards. That's not freedom. Freedom is doing what you wish. Meaning your family legacy, being able to do things that you wish for. That's freedom. What's going on, Teresa? How you doing? Thank y'all for checking in, man. But that's freedom. Being able to do what you wish, the wish you have for your family, the wish you have for your legacy, to watch it grow. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's at. So being able to build that, when you have that and you can do that, that's the things that, that's freedom. That's true freedom. Not being able to go eat, drink. Those are things that you just want to do. Those are compulsive things. And your wishes, it's totally different. It's totally different. A real wish, that is, totally different. I mean, you know, when you can, you know, you do whatever for the wish just to get there. But a lot of people are confused with what it is. And see, me, I had to stop focusing on what I couldn't do. I was big on when you focus on what you couldn't, what you can't do, and what you can't do all the time, then you're going to keep being stuck in that position of not being able to do anything. That's all you're going to see is the roadblocks, because those are the things that you're looking for. You're looking for the things that you can't do so that you don't go those directions. Well, guess what? That's the only thing that's going to stand out. When you're driving a Cadillac, guess what you're seeing? All you're seeing is Cadillacs, because that's what you're driving. That's where your mind is. So you have to get out of the I can't do or what you wouldn't do. It has to be a different focus than that. It has to be. It has to be. And all different avenues are open up for you when you stop looking at it that way. So, I mean, it's huge, man. It's a mind game, man. And it's a lot of people that don't understand it, and they have real tragic events that happen to them, and it's hard for them to understand the concept of what's going on. Zip, thank you for checking in. What's happening with you? It's a lot of them that can't wrap their mind around taking responsibility. I mean, it's a lot of things that happen that are real traumatic that a lot of people say, there's no way that I can take responsibility for that. That happened to me. I had no control over it. But the way that you were making yourself feel, the position you were putting yourself in your life, the way that you're having to live your life now because the decisions you made after that, to tuck yourself away, to become that hermit crab, to duck off and not be in public anymore. You're damaging yourself. You're only digging yourself into a further hole. So that decision has you the way you are. Not the actual incident, but the decision you made after it happened. So you have to stop placing blame and letting that allowing that to keep you pressed back and not moving forward. You have to learn how to take responsibility, man. And that's huge. That's like a major thing. A major thing for me, taking responsibility. That was one of my hardest things. I wanted to blame everybody for everything everybody but myself. Everybody but myself. And then when I started to really see that, hey man, it was you. I mean, you chose those friends, you chose that route, everything I tried to pick everything apart, and the things that I couldn't really boil all the way down to me, I looked at how I handled the situation, and then it still was my fault. So with that being said, I had to, like I say, take the blame. Like I said, when you pointing the finger, you got fingers pointing back at you, and that was the realest thing. Back in the day when I first heard that, I mean, you know, that was like that's a clever joke. But now that I'm older, man, that makes so much sense, so much sense. If you're there, if you know about it, you got a little blame, man, for the way you feel about it, the way that you're going about it. A lot of people allow distractions into their life and don't realize that, man, take responsibility. Know when there's a distraction in your life and do away with it. You got toxic people in your life, and you know that they need to move around, but you keep them around you. You allow them to be negative in your corner. Just like when people don't own up to the things part. Yeah, you gotta own up to it, you know. And like I said, with the people that you got in your corner, you have to understand that, hey, those people are in your corner because you chose them. You know, like I was saying today, if things don't add up, you start subtracting and you get your answers. And I had a friend today that was saying, yeah, he was taught to subtract yourself from the situation, and that's true. That's an easier way to get the math done, but it depends on how big the problem is. There might be some gems in that problem, and you might want to be able to keep some around to help you out for some division later on or some multiplying. You know, so remember, it's not adding up. Start subtracting and taking some people out of the equation. You start getting some beautiful answers, man. You start getting some beautiful answers. But first, it starts for your road to freedom. It starts with you taking responsibility. Taking responsibility fully and wholly. So for yourself. It has to start with yourself. Don't think that this is selfish action. You have to stretch yourself and better yourself before you can go talk to anybody else about anything. Right now, I'm going through a series of training, and it's like I want to give this training to my team so bad. I want to put my team on this training so bad, but it's like, no. You have to apply it for yourself before you go put anybody else on that. And that's the way it has to be. Apply it to yourself before you go put anybody on that. And that's why I can speak in this way, because, man, I would not take responsibility. None of it. All of it was, I mean, and you know what? I was one of those people that I talked about the Marine Corps forever and ever after I got out. Every time something popped up, oh, in the Marine Corps this, oh, in the Marine Corps that. You know, and then it was like, and I blamed the Marine Corps, and it's like, bro, are you not living? Are you not reaching for larger memories, bigger memories? Why are you stuck there? And the Marine Corps is not here with me every day, making me remember it. They're not making me remember it. It's not I'm not going to rifle call every. You know what I mean? It's nothing. None of that's here to make me remember it. I understand the people that went through total trauma that have that, but with me, it wasn't it wasn't that with me. It was all me. It was all me and not taking responsibility for a lot of things. Once I started to take responsibility, I'm telling you, all the avenues were opened up. All of them were opened up. When I got shut out of things, me trying to grow businesses as a black man with no background, with all I had was rap, trying to grow a business from a rapper, trying to get filling out applications for loans and this and that to get popping, would not happen for me. It wouldn't happen for me. But I didn't let that slow me down. I had to find other routes. I could have hit the street and did something other, but that's not that. I knew where that would get me. I knew there was no growth. There was absolutely no growth from the street. Because if there was growth on the street, then there would be so many more street pharmacists out there than there are, and they would be very, very, very successful, very successful. So there's no growth on the street. No one's going up on the street. You can't buy stock on the street, you know. So I had to get in the game, man. Stop fighting against the grain and get in the game. Learn how to beat them at their own game, man. And that's anybody. It has nothing to do with color, man. We all in the same race. So it's like, learn to get in the game, man, and play your part. I always say, man, you a star. We made a stardust. So find your part of the sky and light that shit up. That's what you have to do. You have to take control and find your part of the sky and light it up. Be that star, man. Take responsibility for your own crap and be a star. And that's what that is, man. And like I say, man, I like to jump in and just do these real quick because I know there's a lot of people out there that be needing a little inspiration. Like I used to really need a lot of inspiration, but had nobody to turn to. And part of that was because a lot of people looked at me and I'm not. And now I notice somebody told me, they're like, man, we looked at you like, man, you're Sino. That's what a lot of people know me as. You're Randy. You're Sino. But you look like you got everything made. That is not what that is. Looks can be very deceiving. You know what I mean? And I had to shake that, man. I was going through some things, but I couldn't find any help because I didn't look like I needed it. I didn't look like I needed it. I wouldn't take responsibility. I wouldn't show up for it. You know, so that's what I got. I got what I deserved. You know, and now that I'm taking different actions in my life, I'm getting what I deserve. Once again, I'm getting what I deserve, but it's on a whole different plane. It's on a whole different ball game. Man, I just made 50 new friends, all business entrepreneurs. And when I say the most enlightening group, and I just want to transform that energy to the rest of my friends and help them grow social business with me as well, because it's like, it's crazy being in this group of so many positive people that just want to do better and see you do better. Man, it's just crazy. I see you, Justin. What's going on, man? Speaking of one of my entrepreneurial friends, what's going on, Justin? I see you, man. That's my mom stepped in. Dot, how you doing, babe? But yeah, I mean, even my mom coming aboard and building her social business with me also. I mean, it's just the greatest feeling in the world, and it started with me taking responsibility. You know, I had to take responsibility. The best thing I've heard over my 35 years of living is my mom say that she's proud of me, and for her to say that at this age, that she's proud of me, and to hear it come from her lips, I knew it was real. It wasn't one of those "I'm proud of you, so keep going." It was like, no, I'm not worried now. So, what does that mean? Go harder. Go harder. We don't press to stop. You know, we don't press to stop. Once you're in the spotlight, you gotta go. You know, like, I mean, right now, I'm known for going. You think I'm stopping? No, I'm one of those. Once you see me on the track, I buck. What's going on, Rochelle? When you talking about responsibility, man. But yeah, once you see me on the track, I buck and I go. There's no slowing down. There's no waiting. None of that. I'm taking full responsibility. I'm going. So if you lining up with me and you go and you prepared to run with me, then just know, have your shoes tied, laced up, and ready to go from the go. Straight up. Be prepared to show up at the starting line. When they pop the pistol, we are out, man. That's it. That's it. We are out. We make mistakes along the way. Like I say, there's no such thing as perfect. There's only practice. So we're not focusing on being perfect. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. And you got to have the same attitude. So, yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and jump off. I just want to, you know me, I'll get to going and going and going. And hey, I'm telling you, I'll be rapping in a minute and have y'all on a full freestyle. but nah, I appreciate y'all for checking in with me. Share this with your friends. Drop me some likes. Drop me some loves. Share this with your friends. Share this with your teams. And man, every chance you get, encourage people, enlighten people, help. You know, don't sit back and laugh and say, man, she about to mess that up. Man, go help. And then if she trips about it, let that be her. But make the attempt. Always give the full intention. All right, y'all stay healthy, stay humble, stay blessed. Y'all hold it down. Peace.